there. I know I missed October because Halloween and, you know, B1A4 concerts, so I skipped a month, and to make up for it, I'm going to try and jam 2 months into this video, so we're going to try and keep it short and sweet. The first drama we have for these 2 months is King of High School. I was still kind of on a Seonguk kick at that point, so that's why I watched this drama. This drama is about a kid that's in high school who kind of masquerades as his brother within his company. It's a new job, and as you can imagine, there's some growing and some situations, and there's some funny parts and some serious parts, and yeah. The drama was kind of slow in the beginning. The female lead wasn't the typical gorgeous female lead that you typically get. She was very nerdy and kind of shambly, which I kind of liked. It was nice to see a female lead that wasn't super gorgeous all the time. A lot of the drama felt improvised, which gave it a little more of a natural feel to it. Despite the slow beginning, once the drama got good, it stayed good. It was good from that point on. It took a little bit, it took a while to get there, but once it got there, it was okay. The ending was sudden but satisfying. It was a very gratifying ending. I had all my closure, which is pretty much all I need. As a side note, I don't think I knew this when I watched it, but the guy who played Kui, I don't actually know his name. I probably should have looked it up. In Scholar Who Walks the Night, the bad guy, he's also in this drama. It was a little bit weird at first, but nice to see him in a different role. It was still kind of bad, but also kind of good. It was an interesting role. I really, really liked it. Overall, I gave King of High School a 2.5 out of 5 because the beginning was very slow, but it did pick up towards the end. It had a lot of unique characteristics, and so it was like straight down the middle for me. It was good, but it wasn't the best. I didn't feel like I wasted my time watching it, so maybe if you're running out of stuff to watch, you just throw this one on the list. Next on the list, we have Marriage Without Dating. Marriage Without Dating is about a guy who's trying to get out of all these marriage arrangements by making a deal with a girl and they agree that they're going to pretend like they're engaged just to get his family off his back. This drama, the situations were very interesting. It was kind of silly. There was a lot of comedy, especially at the beginning, but none of it was really very painful comedy. It was all pretty amusing. This drama features a hate relationship that turns into a like/love relationship. I really kind of watched it for the male lead. I've seen him in a bunch of other dramas, but all of those other dramas were really strange. I really wanted to see him in a normal type role, and I'm so glad I did. I like him. He might actually be on the list now. The drama had good pacing. It was really interesting. There was a member from 2AM in it, if anybody's into them. I actually recognized one of the songs in the drama when it came on. As a word of warning, the episodes have a clip at the beginning that shows you part of the episode that happens later on. So I always skipped past that part because I felt like it ruined what was essentially the best part of the episode. So just as a little warning, if you don't like the episode ruined for you before you actually watch it, you might want to skip like the first few minutes of it. I gave Marriage Without Dating a 3 out of 5 because the drama was solid. It was interesting all the way through. It didn't really have any low points. I liked all of the characters and all of the situations. It was a really good drama. It was better than halfway. It was a good drama. Next we have Yong Pal. Yong Pal is about a doctor who makes kind of illegal house calls, and he ends up working at a hospital where he still makes house calls, and there's this whole conspiracy thing in the hospital, but it really relates to this one woman, and lots of drama, lots of stuff happens. Now, the male lead actor in this drama isn't on the list, but he does have a tendency to pick the better dramas, so that's kind of why I watched this one. So the whole premise and plot of this drama was very interesting. It was enough to keep me watching, to wonder what's going to happen next and who's going to have the upper hand and who's going to trick who, and even towards the end when there's a table turning moment, which is always the best, and then towards the end things got crazy again. It did kind of feel a little bit long, but the pacing was quick enough that it wasn't that bad. One of the things I really appreciate about this drama was the relationship. The relationship wasn't very turbulent in itself. How relationships sometimes have their ups and downs. Their relationship was pretty solid throughout the entire drama, almost as if it was a given that they care about each other and they're not dramatic about the relationship. The relationship was very realistic and grounded, and it was really refreshing to see in a drama, and I really liked the relationship, like just the chemistry that the two had and the feelings you could tell they had for each other. That was probably my favorite part about the entire drama. Yong Pal I gave a 2.5 out of 5. It's still kind of in the middle. Not the best drama I've seen, not the worst. There were a few memorable moments, but it's probably not a drama I'd watch again. So it was really good. I didn't mind watching it. I don't feel like I wasted any of my life there either. But again, it's one of those dramas that I would watch when there's less pressing dramas to watch. Next we have Noble My Love. Noble My Love is like a shorter series. I mean, it's not shorter, but the episodes are super short. I think it's based on a manga or a manhwa. It's about a girl who gets involved with a richer guy, and then it's kind of like a miniature version of Boys Over Flowers, except a lot worse. I really didn't like this drama. In my opinion, the female character was annoying. The male actor was kind of shaky as far as acting goes. He was in Faith, and I think he was okay there, but I think that role was a little more suited to him. This role, I don't think he pulled off very well. The story was okay, but also kind of frustrating because you just know that people wouldn't act like that in real life. So I didn't really care for it. It was short, thankfully, but I wasn't even really watching it towards the end. I was doing other stuff while it ran in the background. Maybe that's why at some point in the drama it seemed like they had a very sudden relationship. Like they were all, cats and dogs and fighting at the beginning, and all of a sudden, oh, okay, and now they're in a relationship, and it was like none of that never ever happened. However, once they got into the relationship, which is way towards the end, the drama did get a little bit better. So the ending was a little more bearable than the beginning. I kind of feel like if they took the ending and started from that point, it would have been a lot better. But the whole beginning was just like a hot mess to me. Like I really... I gave Noble My Love a 1 out of 5 because... No, I didn't like it. There are a lot of better things out there to watch. Unless you're a big fan of someone that's in it, skip it. Skip it. Sorry. Next we have Hero, because I'm still on my Scholar Who Walks the Night kick. Hero is about a reporter who reports, I don't know, he gets involved in this whole conspiracy thing and then tries to take somebody down, and the guy's in power, so he's not having it. And it's basically one of those, like, the good guys are at the top and then the bad guys are at the top. And then the good guys, bamboozle the bad guys, and then the bad guys bamboozle the good guys. So it was a little frustrating at times to constantly go in this circle, but that's how these dramas work. This is an older drama. I think it was 2009. I watched it because Junki is in it. Lee Junki. It's one of the few dramas I hadn't seen yet. So, in fact, I think it's the only drama I hadn't seen yet with him in it. So, I crossed it off my list and I watched it. There were a lot of familiar faces in this drama, despite it being older. Ji Chang-wook was in it. I almost fell over when I saw his face. I had no idea he was in it. A lot of the adult type characters. All of them were super familiar too. I recognized pretty much all the faces. It was really thrilling to see all these people in a new setting I didn't even know existed. If you're into dramas for romance, you might not want to watch this one. There's not a ton of romance in it. There's a little bit here and there, but not a whole lot. It's more like plot driven, more about the big issue than it is about the side romance. My favorite character by far was the mob boss. Throughout the entire drama, I thought, it was gonna be bad, but this mob boss character was the bomb. Start to finish, he was so good. The actor was amazing. The character was amazing. I mean, I'd almost say watch it for him because it was so nice to see. I gave Hero 2 out of 5. It's a little bit less than halfway because I tend to like more romance in my dramas, and there was none in this one. I probably wouldn't have watched it at all if Lee Jun-ki wasn't in it, but because I like him, I guess it made the drama a little bit better for me. If you like someone in it, you might watch it. It's kind of good on its own merits, but I feel a little jaded. So, look into that one and decide whether you want to watch it for yourself. Okay, and we are on the last drama for these 2 months of October and November. The last drama is Valid Love. It's one of those under the radar dramas. It's about how the married couple handles it and how the new couple handles it and how their families handle everything. There's more than just the affair, but how they handle everything. So I want to say I watched it because, again, this actor here who played Gui in Scholar Who Walks the Night was in it, and I saw him in a new role, and I wanted to see him in another role to see exactly how he handled it and whether or not he was going to go on the list, and I'm still not sure. The jury's still out. I probably have to see him in one or two more roles to determine whether or not I'm going to watch his dramas just because he's in them. Now I'm kind of a fan of cheating as a plot mechanic. I think it's super juicy and it's all about relationships and how people handle them, and so I like that of its own merit. The drama didn't take very long to get to the good stuff, which I also liked. I liked the relationships. The beginning was kind of but I got past the beginning super quickly. Like 1 or 2 episodes was all you needed to lay down all the foundation for the married couple's relationship. There's a lot of content overlap between the episodes. The end of one episode and the beginning of the episode, there's at least a handful of minutes where you're basically watching the same thing. Sometimes they add a little something else in there that you didn't see before, but most of the time they didn't. So I skipped a lot of the beginning of a bunch of episodes because I'm like, I've already seen this. I know that you're probably already thinking that the main plot mechanic is heavy, but there was a lot of other serious stuff in there as well, and it got really, really heavy at one point where you were just like, what is happening right now? So it's very dramatic. It's not a romantic comedy, it's a melodrama. It's one of the easier to watch melodramas that I've seen. Usually melodramas bore me at some point. I don't think this one did, really. It was interesting to see all of the relationships work out between everybody. So it was engaging the entire way through. And I know in America our standards for cheating are probably a little bit harsher, but I'm not quite sure that she cheated. It posed a question: where does cheating begin? Does it begin with an emotional attraction? Does it begin with a physical attraction? Do you need both for it to constitute cheating? And I'm sure we're all going to have different answers, but in my opinion, her husband was super hard on her for what happened. Like, he was too hard on her. So, I don't know. That was a little bit... Her husband, to me, was a little bit unreasonable, but again, I could be taking her side just because she's her and not him. I don't know. A solid melodrama. There are not many melodramas I can say that. Now, Valid Love, I also gave a 2.5 out of 5. There were a lot of middle-of-the-road dramas this month. It was good. Again, not one of the best dramas I've seen. I don't think I'll see it again. I did go back and rewatch a few scenes just because I liked them. So it was good for a melodrama. I'm more of a romantic comedy type person, but if you're looking for a melodrama to watch, you can probably pull off this one. This one's pretty good. Especially if you're a fan of that guy. He's got a lot of followers on Instagram, so I know he's got a lot of fans. So he did a good job. All the actors were amazing. It was good. It was good. Whew, and those are the dramas we have for the month of October and November. I can't promise I'll have one out at the end of December because, again, there's holidays around there and stuff is happening, but I really, really will try. Right now I'm watching She Was Pretty so far. It's pretty fantastic. So you'll have at least that one to look forward to in the next video. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I'm sorry for the 2-month gap. I'm, end of the year stuff. Everybody's busy. Thanks for hanging in there with me though, and I will see you guys in the next video. Did you hear the cat purring? She is like right next to this microphone here.